Namaskar class and welcome back to your civics chapter Understanding Secularism. In the previous class we had discussed about the meaning of secularism, how is it important for the state to separate from religion and the characteristics of the Indian secularism, or you can also say the objectives. In today's class we will be talking about how does the Indian state works to prevent the domination of state. And second, difference between the secularism of India and USA. So let's have a look. So we began with discussing the various ways in which the state intervenes to prevent any kind of a domination taking place in the country. We will be sharing it with the help of three examples here. First example is correlating with the celebration of religious festivals within the school would have been a violation of the government policy. In the given dialogue, you can see the conversation taking place between the teacher and the students, where Rekha is been stressing on celebration of the religious festival in the school, while Sir has a different viewpoint. Let's have a look. I'm afraid that isn't possible, Rekha. This is a government school. We cannot give importance to any one religion. Private schools may do that. Government schools don't celebrate any religious festivals in the school premises. Most religious festivals are public holidays so that we can celebrate these at home. So what do we see here is that the government policies of treating all religion equally applies to all the government schools, offices, and that in turn cannot promote any one religion either in the morning prayers or through religious festival celebrations. This rule does not apply to private schools, although private schools can be specifically be celebrating individual festivals, all of them, but as the government schools is being control over the government, so they need to be following it universally. The second example we see here is a discussion taking place between two commuters. Hey, I hope you have a helmet. You know, the law in Delhi requires you to wear one. Why aren't you wearing a helmet? Do you want to be fined? Don't worry, I will not be fined. Hey Paramjeet, why won't you be fined? For Sikh, wearing a pagri is very important part of our religion. The government cannot force me to wear a helmet. In the given dialogue, you can see Paramjeet, the Sikh youth, does not wear a helmet. This is because that the Indian state recognizes that wearing of a pagadi or a turban is central to the Sikh religious practices, and in order not to interfere with this allows an exception in the law. So as we can see, the state intervenes only in the factors where they can see that the religious sentiments of a particular community is getting hurted. So in this example, we can see that there is an exemption in the law keeping in mind the religious sentiments of a particular group of religion. The third example we see is the state intervention. The state intervenes in the religious factors only if it is basically going against the human laws. The Indian constitution bans untouchability. In this instance, the state intervenes into the religious matter. So the state will not intervene into the religious matter until and unless it is against the humanity. In order to end the social practice that it believes discriminates and excludes and violates the fundamental rights of the lower caste who are the citizens of the country. So, as it has been violating the law, the right of equality to the lower caste people, that is where the government intervenes into the factors of religion and has taken a stand to ban untouchability. Similarly, to ensure that the laws relating to equal inherent rights are respected, the state may have to intervene in the religious based personal laws of the communities. So we have an exception here where to prevent any kind of a domination taking place in the state, the government or the state intervenes into the religious matters. Next, we are talking about how is the Indian secularism different from USA. As we can see that the ideas of Indian secularism is quite different from what we can be seeing in the other parts of the world. So in this comparison between the secularism of India and USA, one striking important factor which makes the secularism of India and USA quite distinctive is In USA, the separation between the state and religion means neither the state nor the religion can interfere into the affairs of one another. While on the other hand, you just saw the examples how the Indian state can intervene into the religious matters if required. Thus, this is because, unlike the strict separation between the religion and the state in the American secularism, Indian secularism, the state can intervene into the religious affairs. So, we can very clearly see the distinction between USA and Indian secularism, where in USA, the state and the religion are completely separate, while only in certain conditions in India, the Indian state will interfere into the religious matter. That's all for today. Thank you, class.